Court of Pulaski County authorizing the acceptance of a Federal Lands Access Program FLAP grant from the Federal Highway Administration.
Ms. Blackwood, you're recognized for the motion.
I move for the adoption.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Comments and questions? Ms. Blackwood, did you want to give any explanation to your
Yes, and I think that we have Barbara here tonight. I think I'm going to give a great explanation.
Mr. Stowers lit up his light, and you'll be the first one we come back to, but we'll allow this presentation.
Hi, good evening.
Or actually, question.
Good evening, I'm Barbara Bouchard, Public Works Director.
And so members recognized for questions. Mr. Stowers, do you have questions for
Yes, sir.
you're recognized for the question.
Mr. Bouchard, there was an article in today's Democrat Gazette written by our friend Mr. Mulder. And my understanding is there were some things that were not technically or accurate, correct in that article. Can you, and I have a couple of other questions for you, but can you first expound on clarifying the article in today's newspaper?
Our initial request under this grant, or this flat grant, was for $4 million at an 80-20 split. We were not awarded that. We were awarded a portion of phase 1 funding, which is $2.6 million. So that's the maximum that it can be at an 80-20 split. We weren't awarded the numbers that Brandon published in the paper today.
So of that 2.6 million, Pulaski County, if we were to move forward with this, Pulaski County, Saline County, and Garland County would be responsible for 20% of that 2.6 million. And my understanding is that would come out of the Road and Bridge Fund, is that correct?
The maximum exposure to Pulaski County would be 1/3 of $530,000.
Okay. And moving on in the article, evidently there's a firm, Alta Planning Design of Bentonville, that estimated that the overall cost, because what we're talking, the article, the 2.6 million would just be for engineering, environmental impact, things of that nature, but the overall cost.
And 65% of the design.
Right, right. So moving on in the article, the 33 million that was quoted, that's a huge estimate. It could be 20 million, it could be 40 million, and I just want to clarify that is somebody's guesstimate.
That was
We're just
totally
beginning this process.
conceptual. When you fill out one of these applications, you have to give them some type of an estimate. We just took the 60 miles times 580,000 miles, being your total, because until you get the engineering studies done and get the alignment completely nailed down, you don't know what construction is going to be.
But we are talking about millions.
We are talking about millions, yes, sir.
Okay, so real quick, I just want to make a brief comment on the item as well. If this was flowing through the National Park Service to the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism, because this is something that's recreational, I would more easily be able to get on board. Because it's coming from the flowing through transportation funds, we hear daily about the dire infrastructure needs in our country, and I understand this is one project of many across the country. Our bridges across this country and airports, different things. It's all on infrastructure. So I have a real hard time when we have these major infrastructure needs across the country. And I understand the economic development benefit of it. And that's why I said and prefaced this comment that if this was coming through the National Park Service, through Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism, I could more easily get on board. But I believe that we have such more greater needs in this country, such bigger needs from an infrastructure perspective. And this is one of many that the federal government will be better served putting our transportation dollars towards those needs, to those bridges, those airports, those roads that need rehabilitation. And for that reason, and I get it from a potential economic development perspective, but for that reason, I can't support the resolution this evening, and I hope you take that with the respect that is meant. Thank you, Judge.